energy and positive energy. So on my left, immediate left, we have Martina Glass.
Hi,
Martina, introduce yourself to the world.
Hi guys, I'm Martina here, Shiksha's best friend in the world. And yeah, content creator, dancer, mom, all of the above. And yeah, I'm happy to be here with you on your last day.
Then of course we have the one and only Cheeky Kuruka.
Come on, go on.
I've never heard Martina's surname. I'm still there. We hang out. Yeah, my name is Cheeky Kuruka, otherwise known as Cheeky Alusa. What do I say? Boss?
Ish.
Boss babe.
Boss babe, dancer, dance fitness, and wife.
Yes.
And wife. And wife. That's it. Period. And then of course we have Just Ivy Africa. The one and only. Ooh. Ivy, tell us. Tell the world.
I'm not sure what camera I'm supposed to look at. Okay, good.
That one.
My name is Ivy, aka Just Ivy Africa, financial literacy champion, thinkfluencer, Miss Money Monday, mother. I like to say I work hard and I play equally hard. Very happy to be here.
Yes, or even harder. Come on.
And Ivy's my best friend because Martina got to say.
Don't be jealous.
Yes.
Don't be jealous.
We're all friends. We're all a big family.
Friends.
Shiksha and friends today. Right, so ladies, you know, the one thing that I wanted this last show to be positive, and I want you people to inspire people. And when I look at the three of you, you truly have inspired so many people in your own ways. You know, from Martina, the fact that she moved countries, has come to a different country, and then she's inspiring a whole generation of dancers, choreographers, performers, in a country where she didn't even know the language. And now she's become a sensation and everyone knows her. So that, for me, was so inspiring. Cheeky, of course, similar. Again, moved from another country, moved here, and then became, you know, this beautiful fitness champion that we all know her moves. What are they called? Soca.
Soca.
If you've never done a dance class with Cheeky, you don't know what dance is, honestly, dance fitness. Because up until that day, I didn't know what sweating was. And then I went for a class and I was like, oh, so this is sweating? 31 years later, this is what sweating really is. Now I know. So everything that she does, from managing a studio, you know, being a manager, to one of the country's biggest artists. Of course, just being a brand on your own. There's so many different things that she's done. Again, inspiring, super inspiring. And then of course we have
How'd you come after
Ivy.
Cheeky? God damn it.
Ivy.
With you!
Right? Ivy started off in, I think, agency, if I'm not wrong, and then moved on to like YouTube and started doing vlogging. And then I remember there was one time Ivy actually auditioned for a show on TV, right? And that's where I met her and I heard her voice, and I was like, power. Okay, and that's what I see. When I look at Ivy, I see power. She calls herself the thinkfluencer because there was a time when not many of us were thinking about money matters. And then Ivy came in and she just changed the game. And influencers also started thinking about money matters and how we need to manage our money. We need to always budget things and we need to look at the bigger picture and not just the present. Which, by the way, the younger generation always does, right? When it comes to spending, when it comes to like not investing. And that's what I see when I look at you. So you've really just changed the game when it comes to financing and just things to do with financing, money, and money matters. So again, inspiring. Of course, also being a mom of two. Yeah, it's a whole lot.
Twins.
But anyways, twins.
Twins has high impact.
Yeah, being a mom of twins. Let's just leave that there. Enough said. So yeah, you three are women who I feel just inspire Kenyans, not just Kenyans, Africans. And just around the world, it's nice to know that women can lead their lives, as well as having their personal lives, as well as having kids and families, but also like just be independent boss babes. So how does it feel being such powerful women? I'll start off with you, Martina. How does it feel?
It feels amazing. How is it going to feel? It feels very nice. And I think to be a boss babe and an independent woman, you have to surround yourself with other boss babes, and, you know,
like-minded women.
Like-minded women, yeah, women that are gonna push you, that are gonna be your support network, and I'm so lucky to have all of you guys.
Yay.
Yeah, I love you.
Cheeky, 10 years back, did you ever think that this is where Cheeky Kuruka is going to be? This is where your brand is going to be? Did you ever imagine that in your wildest dreams?
No. but I think that's kind of, I don't really know. I've never set out to inspire. I've never set out to do anything like that. And I think we get into tricky territory when we give too much of a pedestal to people, right? I am just a human. I mess up. I do good things.
Right.
I just wake up every day and I just try my best.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think I would say that I would have done that 10 years ago, and I hope I'm going to be doing that in 10 years.
Yes, of
What that
course.
looks like, I can't tell you. I'm just going to keep trying my best.
I love that. And keep working hard.
And keep working hard.
By the way, if you watch Chiki's Instagram stories, one night she's partying until like 3 a.m. at an event, of course. Not really partying, but working.
Working, yeah.
But then she makes it look so easy, like she's partying and having a ball. And the next morning at 6 a.m., she's burning 1,000 calories. It's all about balance. That's what we call it.
That's cheeky for you. That's cheeky
cheeky
for
for you. And then, of course, we have just Ivy. Ivy, I remember when you did this poll one day. What was it that made you go viral? And I remember you earned like more than 20,000 or 30,000 followers overnight, and everyone was just talking about you. It was something to do with money matters. I can't really put my finger on what exactly it was, but maybe you can tell us.
Yeah, I remember asking people, you know, what do you do? What do you do and how much do you make?
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. And that's where it all started.
That's where it all started.
All the
basically.
money.
Simple.
Money matters.
Simple, because no one talks about salaries. Nobody.
Correct.
It's very hidden. Like, I don't know if your colleagues here know how much you make, you know.
Yeah, no.
And you're leaving, so
Oh my
yeah.
God, I'm leaving. I'm out of here. Immediately. I'm running home.
Yeah, so I discovered that people like to discuss taboo topics in a fun way, and especially money. So that's what literally built my career. It's an honor. Yeah.
And the way you navigated your brand.
Yeah.
Do you know, because the truth is that when something like that happens to people, to the best of us, it happens. It happens for 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, and that's it. That's the end of it. But really, they don't take it to the next level. And I feel like when you did that, that was mind-blowing how you did that. I feel like that's why I when I look at you, I'm like, damn, she's smart. Ivy is a smart woman, right?
Smarts and luck.
Yeah. Did you have
100%.
a plan? Like when this happened for you overnight, the next day when you woke up, you're like, okay, what are we going to do next? Did you have a plan for tomorrow?
No, the plan was to, okay, people like this, I'll repeat it over and over and over and over. That's how now Money Monday really grew.
Right.
Yeah, and even after the first time when I grew by those 30,000 followers, I did it again, like literally like last year, and again the same effect happened. So I just learned, repeat your big winners. Keep doing the same thing over and over. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. If you see someone like something, repeat. And I'm sure Chiki does the same thing with managing BN, and you do the same thing with dance and content. If you see someone like something, why are you reinventing the wheel? Like, look at the most famous guy on TikTok. What does he do? The same thing. Over and over, and it's just this. It's just this.
You're right.
Repeat your big winners. Yeah.
Repeat again. Right, and ladies, you know, when it comes to multitasking, when it comes to like doing things and doing them well, and of course, obviously, apart from, as I said, having your independent lives, you also have your careers and you also have your personal lives. And then, of course, sometimes when you're in the public eye, it's just difficult because you're expected to behave a certain way, you're expected to act a certain way when you're in public. People are looking at you, people are watching what you're wearing, what you're doing, who you're talking to, who you're interacting with. It's a lot, right? So how do you guys manage to navigate through this public eye image that we all have and that we all kind of struggle with sometimes, Martina?
To be honest, sometimes I kind of forget that I am indeed in the public eye, and I just live my life normally, you know. And then
let me just cut you short. You know, it's funny because every time we go out with Martina and people come and say hi to her, and it's more than the last time, she comes to me and she's like, Shiksha, all these people know me. What's going on?
I'm telling you,
why do they know me?
It's always like a surprise to have more and more people like recognize you outside. And at times it kind of like makes you feel observed and like, damn, like I can't really do what I want, or like, you know. But to be honest, most of it is positive.
Yes.
Like it doesn't feel like I'm being scrutinized or anything. Like it feels like I'm being supported, like people rock with me. So yeah, I don't think it affects me like in a bad way most of the times.
Okay.
You know?
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you feel the pressure to behave a certain way, to act a certain way?
Maybe sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, in public sometimes. Yeah.
Okay.
But I would say I am me regardless. Like I don't put up an act for anyone. And yeah, it's worked out so far, I think.
It's worked out great,
Yeah.
and we're glad to hear that.
Yeah.
What about you, Chiki?
It's so funny. There was a whole like, still now, when I'm in a club,
Yeah.
there is never a point where someone doesn't come up to me and is like, yo, show me a move.
Wow. Wow.
Yes, all the time.
Oh, God.
Dance with me. And I'm like, okay, I've been doing that all day. I'm just trying to vibe. Or can I dance? And it's a funny one because immediately it kind of, for me anyway, it changes it, because then you're very cognizant of the fact that someone has noticed you and is recognizing you, but then you're battling with the fact that this person has come with love. You know, they haven't come with any negative energy. They haven't come with any bad
100%.
vibes. So it's trying to figure out how to best balance that. And I think the second time I really feel it is, I cannot speak to any male person without feeling some kind of glare on my...
every person you hung out is
It
your
doesn't matter if
boyfriend.
it's my dad. It doesn't matter if my cousin, if someone doesn't know who that person is, you know, I just feel a glare at the back of my head, and I feel the need to just then like change even my vibe to that person. Like, you know, hey bro, you know, so I
Your
think
body language
your
changes.
body language changes. So I think those are the two times that I really recognize. But like Martina, honestly, my experience here has been overwhelmingly positive, and we have such an interesting psychological condition, I think, where you can have 100 positive comments, either digitally or, you know, physically, and then that one negative comment can throw you off kilter. And what I've always really tried to do is keep myself in check and be like, bro, there are 99 comments. If you're focusing on the negative one, there have been 99 positive interactions. If you're focusing on the negative one, honestly, that says more about you than it does about that one 100%. So I just try and keep that balance.
I love that. And you know, it's interesting you mentioned that, because when I was in New York, I was with this weatherman who is extremely famous. Now, we're just doing our thing, and somebody comes to him, has the audacity to say, yo, weatherman, show me a move, dance for me, and puts the camera in his face. And I think he's just, I guess, he realized for a second he was taken aback, and he's just like, that's not what all I do. We can say hi. And then he's like, but anyways, let me dance for you. Because that's what he is, that's his brand. So, you know, it's a bit of a dilemma where you're just like, oh, where do I draw the line? You know, of being nice and showing that this is my personality, this is who I am. But then again, I'm a human being, I have feelings, right? I'm not just a performer 24/7. Yeah. What about you, Ivy? How does it feel being in the public eye? And
Do people ever come up to you? How do you make money? Give me some money.
In the bar.
How do I invest?
Like in the bar, how do I invest?
Where do
Yeah.
I put my money today?
Yeah.
Here's 1,000 shillings. Make it free.
Never. I wish they give me money. I wish you could give me money. I prepare to go out in public in two ways. I make sure I go out in a positive mood. Because there's once I went out and I was not feeling very good, and I didn't enjoy the experience I gave one of the members of my community. These are not fans, they're not followers, these are members of your community. I wouldn't be where I was without them. So I make sure I move out in a very positive way. And if I can't, or if I can help it, I go to private spaces where I know it's very unlikely that someone is going to come up and say something. But I love meeting my community. It's brilliant. And it always reminds you, because sometimes, you know, you might be sitting thinking, oh man, maybe I'm not it. Then you go out to the right place and meet the right people, and you think, shit,
and
man.
they say something. It's okay.
Shoot, man. I'm the shoot, you know? So, yeah, I prepare. I don't go out anyhow. Even like going to the supermarket, sometimes I realize, especially with my kids, I stop doing that, because I don't feel good when I'm met out there and my babies are there, because I'm a mom automatically. So and I don't want my people to meet me that way. So I prepare for this. It's a calling. My coach was telling me the other day, out of the 50 million people in Kenya, how many people are public figures? They're less than 1 million. So it's a vocation. So I treat it like the job that it is, and I prepare to meet my people out there.
I like that. It's very nice. Preparation is always important. I mean, I've never done that. I'm just sometimes be like, I'm going out tonight. Tonight we're outside. You're outside. I see you outside.
Shiksha is very much tonight we're out.
I mean, I'm looking at their outfits and I'm like, is there a plan that I've missed out on? That's the first thing she said. Right? It's like when you're out, you're out. Anyways, you know, I think the one thing that people forget sometimes is that behind this persona, behind this character, is a human being, as I said earlier on. And we have feelings, right? So when you get that one negative message, it really just throws you back sometimes, and it just makes you feel like, am I really it? You know, am I really this thing that people portray me to be, or people think that I am? And it takes you down a hole. And sometimes you're just filled with all these emotions and thoughts in your head. So it's happened to me a couple of times, and you know, I have been very vocal about it. I've spoken to a few of my friends, and I mean, you guys probably know of my struggles as well, and I've got therapy because it's important, right? And these are things that I think we need to talk about as public figures who have the power to influence people, and to tell them that, you know, therapy is okay, it's okay to reach out to other people. And mental health issues, I feel right now, are some of the biggest issues that we have, not just in Kenya, in the world. And people are really struggling. And when I say they're struggling, they are struggling. So what do you think, you know, I'll start off with you, Martina, needs to be done when it comes to mental health issues? And how do you think we need to kind of, I'm looking for the word, hey, word.
That's good. Find it. Find the world, honey.
Oh, wait,
Find
we need
the
to find the
world.
world. And how exactly do you deal with mental health issues, especially as an individual, social media related, you know, being in the public eye, and then people are saying different things about you sometimes. It can get a lot. So what do you do to put yourself at ease and kind of get yourself out of this negative space?
Well, first of all, I can't recommend therapy enough.
Yeah.
I have my weekly date with my therapist. Like, honestly, it's my most important date of the week. It's really helped me to process different feelings, being in the public eye, and just normal struggles that every person has.
Of course.
And then when it comes to social media, I block, I delete, I don't look at comments. Like, I've stopped looking at comments.
Really?
Yeah. I don't look at comments. Like,
Wow.
I still read every comment.
Most, especially on TikTok, because I feel like on Instagram it doesn't happen as much. But on
Because you're
TikTok,
so big on TikTok.
yeah,
You reach the masses.
Like, wow.
yeah. And I feel like people on TikTok can be ruthless
Yeah.
more than Instagram, in a way.
Unhinged.
Yeah.
Unhinged.
So I don't look at comments.
Okay.
Really, like,
Just don't read them.
Yeah. Like, maybe you peek a little bit, but then it's like, I don't really need to know, you know, what all these people think of me. Like, I don't need to know what image you have of me, you know? Because at the end of the day, they see such a little part of you, like
Of your
10-second
life.
videos, yeah, like, so yeah, I will block quick, I will delete the comment, I will, you know, I don't stress myself. Like, you're not stressing me in my own phone, like with my internet that I pay for.
In my internet that I pay for.
No, with my Wi-Fi, no.
I love that.
Honestly.
I'm going to, next time, you can't stress me on my own phone.
Yeah, this is my phone, my rules, my
I
world.
pay for this internet.
Yeah. Like,
What about you, Chiki? I feel like you're somebody who is you have thick skin. I don't know if that's true. I feel like it is, right?
I think it is.
Yeah.
I think for me, I know to me who matters,
Okay.
and I invest heavily in the people that really matter to me. And my wellness comes from the people who really matter to me. And I'm very lucky. I have a very supportive home. I have a very supportive family. I'm very picky and choosy with my friends. I have very supportive friends. And I think outside of that, like Martina, you're free to have whatever opinion, but you don't know me. So if you have an opinion based off of
What you
1% or you're biased, you know, the example I always give is this. When you walk into, let's say, a club and you're not feeling so hot, overwhelmingly, the person who's feeling the hottest is the person you're going to judge the cruelest. And it's not about them, that's about you. It's because you're not feeling so hot.
Wow, okay.
So I always try and rationalize it in my head that way, that if someone is really attacking me, because me, I'm okay. You know, like, it's
a them problem.
It's a them problem.
yeah.
It's not
It's
me.
projection.
It's projection. If it's really, really aggressive,
Okay.
right? Like Martina, overwhelmingly, I do not read comments, and I really try and be a person that I said what I said, and I'm going to stand for what I said.
Standing on business.
And if you agree with it or disagree with it, it's okay.
Okay.
But I have to feel comfortable and confident in what I put out there.
I feel like Ivy, you and I are kind of similar because I also read every comment. I will be like, what is this person saying? And why have they said this? Right? I will like analyze and overanalyze and overthink. So I have come to terms with that, and I'm aware of how I am. So now dealing with that is something that I've really just focused all my energy on, because at this point in time, if I start reading all the comments, I lose all my hair one by one. It'll all come out because of all the stress. It just gives you stress when you see 50 bad things being said about you. So Ivy, how do you deal with that?
Wow, I think I can't relate to Chiki. Not really. Maybe I can relate more to Martina in terms of the blocking and things. However, social media gives me a lot of anxiety, especially after a cyberbullying stint. I can't touch my phone. I can't open messages because I'm scared of what I'll see.
Wow.
And it affects me also in my emails. I won't be able to open my email. I won't be able to pick up my phone. So I stand for those people who are not as self-aware and as strong. How I deal with it is I recently now just moved into coaching, though I mentioned. I moved into coaching. And my coach was very clear in saying, sometimes you'll find 1,000 bad comments, but you'll find, good comments, but you'll find that one bad that's completely, and I stick to the bad. I remember there's something my late dad said. The first time I was ever cyberbullied was because I put out a job ad. I wanted an assistant. I wanted to hire an assistant. And I was like, if you want more than 40,000 Kenya shillings, please don't apply. I became the most toxic boss on earth. It became a problem. And my dad said, here's the thing, Shiro, you have to see that sometimes you can find the constructive bit of criticism in what the crowd is saying.
Okay.
Ignore the complete, BS, and look at the flack and look at the positive thing that is coming out of this. So sometimes I'm very careful in analyzing, okay, what can I learn from this? You don't have to learn something all the time. But the moments I do learn something, I take that lesson and I effect it. I'm also very patient with my community. I've been told severally, Ivy, you're very, very patient. I'm not quick to go back and I'm like, okay, what can I take from this? However, I'm also very cognizant of the fact that it affects me. So sometimes I take breaks. I delegate. I have a team. Twitter, I don't touch my Twitter. I don't touch my Twitter. I have someone who handles my Twitter because I can't handle the stress and the pressure, and I'm not on earth to be stressed and pressured. So I handle it in a bit of a balance. Sometimes I'm like cheeky, I'm like, I know I said it, and then sometimes I'm like, you know what, it's okay.
Balance. Right. Ladies, I feel like there's a stereotype that we keep hearing time and time again from back in the day that women are each other's biggest enemies, right? We've heard this from the times our mothers were, in the industries or whatever they're doing as housewives or as business women, career women. And I feel like now the generation has completely changed because I feel like us four, we're kind of in the same industry and we thrive amongst each other. Well, I think I thrive amongst you. But honestly, I feel like, we're friends, we support each other, we root for each other, we are always collaborating, we're not competing. And even if we're competing, it's always very positively and constructively. It's never like to put each other down or to sabotage one another. So what are your thoughts about this? Things have changed from back in the day. Yes, there is, here and there you will encounter a woman who will look at you in a very, as a threat and will not want to be in the same space as you solely because she feels very insecure, right? And then of course you'll meet a group of women who always just want to empower you and just want to root for you and just want to be there for you and have your back. So what are your thoughts about this? Have you met such people who are a bit, cognizant of you or like a bit insecure of you and cautious with how they interact with you? And if yes, what are your thoughts? And of course, what do you think about this whole women empowerment agenda that we've been pushing for a while, which I think is working out great for us so far?
I think not really many. I think not really many. There is a quote that I love that is like, everything I know about love, I learned from my female friendships. And I cry saying that, but it's true. It's true. It's like, this is the love story we so much searching men, like we take each other out, we cry with each other, we laugh with each other, we support each other, we are there, like.
Sisterhood.
Sisterhood is the most beautiful thing in life, honestly, I think. Like the most precious thing a woman has in her life is a group of girls,
solid female friends,
girlfriends,
100%.
And luckily that has been my experience, the majority of cases, Of course, we've been conditioned, like in society, to like feel insecure or
around other women,
perceive other women as threats. I've been there myself sometimes. I won't lie. I'm sure other women have felt like that regarding me, but overwhelmingly, it hasn't been the case.
I love that.
I think I surround myself with such positive women, and I love that for me.
Yay! What about you, Chiki?
It's so weird. So that was never a narrative I was raised with.
I love that.
That's not a narrative that exists in the same way in London.
Okay.
So I really try and look at, first and foremost, who gives us our narratives and why do they exist? Because like Martina, honestly, overwhelmingly, that has not been my experience. My favourite working experience, my favourite life experiences have been with women. I mean, just 2 weeks ago, we were in Martina's house and we were doing each other's hair, and you know, there are certain things that you can only do with your girlfriends. So what I think normally it's indicative of is a society that hasn't yet got enough women at higher levels of the workplace. So if you look at the time that I left London, there was a lot more gender balance when it came to the workplace.
Right.
So there wasn't the same feeling like it's me or you. And I can understand that if you're in an environment where there are very minimal opportunities for women, naturally, a go-to reaction is going to be, yo, it's me or it's you.
Survival of the
You know,
fittest.
survival of the fittest. And I think it's about really trying to challenge that, really trying to change that, really trying to embrace other women in spaces. And like Martina, I'm not saying that's always easy.
Yeah.
I'm sure people have seen me as a threat before, and I've certainly seen other people as a threat before. I pray it's not because they're a woman. But I definitely think we're getting better because our employment opportunities are changing. In the last few months, Bien released a new single today, check it out, Wahala. And we've been pitching back to back to different business heads. And did you know overwhelmingly they're women? I think I've pitched to like one man, and I haven't looked for female CEOs, it just happens to be those are the spaces.
That's
so
amazing.
I think as times change and you realise that your opportunities are broader, you change how you are to one another.
Okay. Yes, Ivy. Especially for someone like you, because you were part of a 4-girl YouTube channel that just changed the narrative, right? You were one of the first, like, Over 25 was one of the first all-girl, I think, really successful YouTube channels in Kenya. And it just literally paved the way for so many other groups. How did that turn out for you, and how did that change the narrative for you?
In the context of women being each other's worst enemies?
Yes.
I think I've never looked at it as women being each other's worst enemies. I always look at people as people, so I don't see the gender.
Okay.
And when I would see a particular woman as my worst enemy is because I didn't see love in myself or success in myself. And then I was very entitled. So I would think, this woman, why would she treat me in an ill way, and she's a woman?
Yeah, exactly.
Why am I expecting her to treat me any other different way compared to a man? So I don't think I look at it as man, woman, or anything like that. I surround myself with loving mirrors, good reflections, and I think that's how everything goes. However, how other people treat you is something else. So you see, I can't meet you to the point of how you love yourself. I can only meet you to the point of how I love myself.
Okay.
And the moment I decenter validation from someone else in my life, I think that's how it works. So I've never looked at it that way. And then in content creation, we're very lucky because we're more women than men in this space. We're more women than men in this space. So I also can't say that that's something I can really relate to. Nowadays, I just seek out love.
Okay.
Yeah, I seek out love, I seek out aspiration, and I seek out way more successful women than me because they have no room for hate in their lives or anything like that.
I love that.
Can I add on to something that Ivy said, though? Because I do think it's important to be very careful with gender-based conversations, because there are some statistics, there is some evidence that we can definitely talk to, but it puts you into dangerous territory when you can have 5 pitches with men, and those men were horrible, and you can have 1 pitch with a woman, and she was also horrible, and it becomes a gender conversation. Like, why was that? Well, she should have been better than Why? You didn't have that same feeling when you pitched to the 4 men, you know? So I think whilst it's very important to highlight you know, any imbalance, whilst it's very important to push for as much equality, and I mean genuine equality across the board as possible, I think it's also important to challenge ourselves in terms of what are we receiving? How much of it is in our minds? How much of it is our bias? How much of it is how we're feeling that day if we're not feeling too fresh? And then how much of it is true, and there's the problem that needs to be addressed, and that's important as well.
Right. I love everything that you've said. I'm just like, these women are woke. And on that note, I think it's time for us to wrap up. My director is on my case, but before we do that, I'd just like the three of you to give your parting shot on the camera. Just say hello to the people who love you, support you, and have been, you know, supporting you on this journey that you're on. That's your camera.
Well, hi guys, to everyone that support me, thank you so much. I wouldn't be here where I am today without you guys. And yeah, I'm so grateful. I thank God every day for my community, for my friends, everyone who loves me. I love you back. Yeah, thank you so much.
What about you, Chiki?
I'm giving my parting shot to Shiksha.
Oh.
I am so proud of you. I
you
am
made me
so
look bad.
in awe of you. Girl, you had your moment. I am so proud of you. I am so in awe of you. The world is not yet ready for what you have to offer. I'm sure everyone watching is going to absolutely miss you. I'm fortunate that I get to see you all the time. But man, what you have done in terms of raising young Kenyan musicians, bringing them into these kinds of forums, bringing class, bringing conversation, challenging multiple different types of communities. I want that to be remembered. So I'm going to give my parting shot to you, Shik. But also Wahala from BN is out.
What about you, Ivy?
Thanks. So we're just going to take her parting shot for Shiksha so that it doesn't look like we're copying, but thank you, Shiksha, for always having us here. Congratulations on your next chapter.
Thank you, guys.
I hope you make the money that you need to make.
Yes. Money matters.
That leads back to
matters,
my
guys.
parting shot. I've always been known for saying, if you don't ask, the answer will always be no. So keep doing that, but my new mantra is sweat the small stuff. Sweat the small stuff. Make sure you pay attention to the stuff that's going to compound either well or poorly, and focus on the stuff that's going to compound well. Yeah.
Thank you so much. I'm so grateful that I have a community. I have that these three ladies have decided to come. Well, I just asked once and they agreed, and I was just like, that was... and the gentleman as well. That's Salim, dance general, as we popularly know him. Thank you.
That's
Thank
from
you,
us.
Salim.
That's from us.
Thank you, ladies. You're going to
Say
make
we love
me
you.
cry.
Congratulations. Or
I'm
sad
trying. I'm like,
times.
where's the tear? Where is it?
It doesn't have to come. It's okay.
I'll leave it for later.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much. For my audience here at KBC, you have been phenomenal. The support, the love that you've given me over these past 3 years. I feel like I've grown so much, and not grown by matters of money, but like just grown in the sense that my community has really my community has just really grown immensely, in the sense that the amount of people that know me, that I know now, it's beautiful. It's beautiful to have people out there who you don't even know. I feel like strangers can be the nicest people. When you don't know them, the nicest things that people say to you are usually come from strangers. And those are people who watch me. So asante sana, the love has been immense. You can still follow me on social media at Shiksha Aurora, on TikTok, Instagram. You can find me there if you miss me. And yeah, this is me saying goodbye for real, over and out. 3 years later. It's a wrap. Cole Jax is going to be taking over with the best music as always.
God.
Mark right there. Big shout out to my director, Mark, who has been phenomenal these past 3 years. Honestly speaking, nothing would have been possible without him. My producer, Decca, who has been such a backbone to this particular show. And of course, every single one of you watching the studio, Masharia on the camera. You know, we've got the team here that has done such a great job. My bosses at KBC. We've got Chris entertaining us in studio. Thank you so much for that. And yes, I appreciate this opportunity. I don't take it for granted. And I hope that the person who comes in also really just values this opportunity, because it's a big one. So make the most of it. Shiksha Aurora signing out. Good night. Take care.
We love you, Shiksha.
It's over.
Thank you. نور العين يا ساكن خيالي عاشق بقالي سنين ولا غيرك في بالي حبيبي يا نور العين يا ساكن خيالي عاشق بقالي سنين ولا غيرك في بالي حبيبي 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 يا نور العين 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 يا ساكن خيالي أجمل عيون في الكون أنا شفتها الله عليك الله على سحرها أجمل عيون في الكون أنا شفتها الله عليك الله على سحرها عيونك معايا عيونك كفاية عيونك معايا عيونك كفاية تنور ليالي حبيبي 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 يا نور العين حبيبي 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 يا نور العين
There's something on your mind. Just stay on the line. Listen, I can hear. There's something on your mind. Tell me. Girl, okay. You've been acting kind of strange on me lately. Is there something on your mind? I seem to get that feeling every time I'm near you, that I'm running out of time. How can you walk away and leave me hanging? Just leave me hanging on. I know there's something going on that just can't hide it. Now tell me that I'm wrong. Girl, you can say what's on your mind. We can talk it over there. There's no need for you to hide what you feel inside your heart.
Something on your mind. Just lay on the line.
Tell me,
Something on your mind.
tell me that.
Just lay on the line.
Hold tight. Wait till the party's over. Hold tight.